This is the National Briefing with me, Kelly Nash. Welcome back. What a time to be alive. This story, I absolutely love the punchline, which we're going to get to in about 5 to 7 minutes. But it starts with the Democrats, do as I do, not as I say. Or do as I say, not as I do. Actually, you can't do anything that the Democrats say or do. Okay, we start in Texas. You heard the old ZZ Top song, Jesus Just Left Chicago, he was bound for New Orleans. In this song, the Democrats just left Texas, bound for Chicago and New York. I'm not sure how they ended up going to New York as well, but that's exactly what they did because they don't want to vote on the gerrymandering. And I think you're all of a pretty high political IQ if you're listening to this show, so I'm not going to bore you with the details of gerrymandering, but it's the redistricting, and they don't want that vote because they're going to lose that vote, and Texas is going to get some more Republican seats out of this gerrymandering, which is ironically a negative term, although it was invented by a Democrat mayor in Boston years ago whose last name was Jerry. Moving on. They get to New York, and now Kathy Hochul is having a press conference to, again, express her outrage at Texas gerrymandering, and in the same breath actually brags about how she is gerrymandered.
With all due respect to the good government groups, politics is a political process, and to think that we're going to do this with a purity test and make sure it's completely fair to everybody involved. The reason we are able to draw the lines because we're Democrats, because the majority of people in this state selected us, elected us to be leaders. And when we say that we cannot use that power to its fullest, then we're abdicating the responsibility that we all have.
She's not wrong.
Republicans take over the legislature, they can have at it.
Exactly. If the Republicans win the legislature, and she's talking about New York, if they ever win it, then have at it. Redraw it all up. It's all yours to redo. We've redone it. We've got a great gerrymandered state in New York. Okay, good for her. She's done what she said she was supposed to do. Texas is trying to do the same thing. And she's, again, hosting the press conference yesterday to say, well, it's not fair down in Texas to do it. Now, J.B. Pritzker, he's up in Chicago with the Democrats who are on the run. And he had this to say.
I think we all know Donald Trump is a cheater. The cult leader and, would-be dictator of the United States tells Texas to midstream change the game.
What? J.B. Pritzker stands at a podium in the middle of Illinois and says that is cheating. And he sits in what is the most gerrymandered state in America. Now, why do I say that? Okay, if you look at Illinois, Illinois has 114 counties. Donald Trump won every single county except for 14. 96 counties to 14. That is what Dingbat got when she ran. She got 14 counties. You would think, okay, well, he got 90 plus. He won, right? He won Illinois. No, he didn't win Illinois. Wasn't even close. He lost by roughly 500,000 votes, which when you're talking about like 6 million votes, well, it's actually 5.5 million. He was kind of close. I think Dingbat got 54% of the vote. So, but okay, well, look, it's a winner take all. It's a blood sport. We get it all. But when you look, okay, so if there's 2.5 million of the people, and the overwhelming majority of the counties are Republican. If you look at a map of Illinois, it's all red, except for the northern part is a little bit blue, and obviously the Chicago is just, you can't get it any more blue, and that's where they all live. They all live in that little area. So, well, how do they do in the House seats, right? Like when you talk about the congressional seats, you would think, okay, well, if there's that many Republicans in Illinois, they have 17 seats. 3 went to the Republicans. 3. The vast majority, and when you look at like the Illinois 13 map, the that district is about 1/8 of a mile wide at some points. I mean, they really had to weave and bob in order to get that thing to work for the Democrats. But that's okay. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just finding it hysterical that J.B. Pritzker can waddle up to a microphone and say all that. Now, I mentioned that the Democrats left Texas for New York and Illinois. We've already heard from J.B. Pritzker in Illinois. We've already heard from Kathy Hochul in New York. Now, again, this is all the Democrats are sitting there. Ironically, it's almost the 4-year anniversary from their last fleeing from Texas to avoid, ironically, a congressional district vote. And at that time, again, don't do as they do, because at that time, it was 2021. We were in the height of COVID. They didn't want to be a part of that vote. And so they all left. And at that time, they went to D.C. And the only reason they were able to get them back to Texas at that time was because they all got COVID. So again, as they were preaching, don't leave your house, they actually left the state, got COVID in D.C., and then brought it back and made sure they infected a bunch of other people. That's a Democrat for you. Now, in this instance, the governor of Texas is saying, I think I got them, because there's now reports that they accepted money to go away. That would be a bribery charge. If any of these people are proven that they've received money from an outside source to go away, then we're going to open an investigation. If they're not back today, which they weren't, so I'm assuming that investigation will be launched today. Now, one of the proud Democrats from Texas is a girl named Yolanda Jones, and she sits on the stage with Kathy Hochul and says this.
I'm a lawyer. A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says.
I think there is.
So, respectfully, he's making up some shit.
Woo!
Okay? He's trying to get sound bites, and he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how?
Woo! Girl, let me tell you, Yolanda Jones is a lawyer, and bribery ain't illegal in Texas, according to Yolanda Jones. All right, that's an interesting angle to take, and how he gonna come get us anyhow? And does Yolanda give you a little bit of a Jasmine Crockett vibe? I got that from her, and here is the best part of the whole story to me. In the redistricting map, the way they drew it is that Jasmine Crockett would not actually be living in the district that she represents. Her home would be in a district that is currently represented by a far left nut job named Julie Johnson. Is that her name? And she, I don't know if she's going to be beat, right? If Jasmine Crockett has to go against Julie Johnson, the first openly gay, morbidly obese legislator in the South, with the big, the glasses that take up 3/4 of her face. Julie Johnson is a tough opponent for Jasmine Crockett. She might lose her seat. And how if all of this is just to kick Jasmine Crockett out of the Congress, I'm here for it.